Hi everyone, we are here with Aryan Majumdar, the author of Chills and Shivers. So, hi Aryan, can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Yeah, so basically, this book is aimed at children of age 7 to 12 years because that was the time from when I started writing these stories. I wrote these stories during the lockdown period because out of boredom, we all know from April to December, we all were in our houses. We were almost like captivated. So at that time, out of boredom, I just started writing these stories, and in just a nick of time, all these stories piled up. And after a certain point of time, after rereading the stories, I myself felt that these stories are good because, like, the stories that we read in different storybooks, which I used to read a lot of books. In other storybooks which I used to read, I could feel like a little similarity. So from that's the reason why I decided to write more stories. And so right now, thanks to Kyoto Publishing, all these stories have gotten published.
How did you come up with the title of the book?
It was just, all the stories, all 10 of the stories, most of them are horror stories, some of them are thriller stories, which may give us chill down your spine. And that's the reason why, with the metaphors Chills and Shivers, I came up with the title of the book.
What was your writing process like?
Genuinely, during the lockdown period, when I was in school, we all had online classes. So there used to be a break at around noon. So when there was a break, I used to write these stories just out of boredom because I had nothing to do. I couldn't go out to play and I couldn't have much screen time in mobile phones, obviously. So I used to write these stories, and genuinely like this, I started writing more and more. The length of the stories increased, and that's how I came up with these.
Did you face any challenges while writing this book?
I don't think I faced any challenges because my mom herself is a writer. She always encouraged me to write these stories. So no, I didn't feel any challenge. But yeah, there were just some time management issues because at that time in the lockdown period, I obviously didn't study. So while writing this stories, I put a lot of time in these stories. So that's the only thing I faced.
Is there any real life character that inspired you to write this book?
Yeah, there is in fact a real life character that inspired me to write this book, which you can find in story number 3, The Legend of Brian B. Westway, which is actually inspired from true events. It's actually a very good internet legend, and to find out more, please read my book, Chills and Shivers.
How well do you think you have conveyed your emotions on the paper?
I think I did my best with my stories because I never wrote that much before, and after like publishing this, I think I could give all I have in my stories, and the rest is upon you guys of how you like the book and all.
What kind of responses have you received so far?
So far, I've received positive responses, and I've also received responses from people asking me to write more stories about the same genre, horror and thriller. So I'll try to write more, and probably the next year at the same Kolkata Book Fair 2025, maybe I'll publish another book.
So are you working on anything else at the moment?
At the moment, I have my final exams coming on, so not yet, but probably after 1 or 2 months I'll start writing more and I'll again publish a book. Let's see.
What advice do you have for other writers?
For other writers, I would obviously ask you guys to write more, because unless you write, you don't know whether your story is good or not. And it isn't anything that a story is good, it is bad. If you put all your emotions into a story, it will genuinely be good enough for a reader to read, trust me.
What is your favorite line from the book? Can you read it?
Favorite line, 1 second just. So it is from the same story, The Legend of Brian B. Westway. 1 second. One second. Yeah, this was this place, where it's a whole paragraph. Then I started asking him a lot of questions about himself. But to each question, his reply would be a mechanical, "Will you be my friend?" this is my favorite line, because this actually shows, if you read the story, you'll get the context of how creepy it is, how creepy really the internet is, where you match with random strangers, how creepy it can really be.
Thank you, Aryan. We had a lovely time chatting with you. Thanks.